What's going on, y'all? It's Jay Small Reviews here, back at it again with another video. As you guys can see, this is my Grudge Card recap. With recaps, I usually do something special ranking-wise. I either rank all the talents on the card, I give you the 3 best performances, 3 most disappointing. But since we have a 4-battle card, and half of it went to just hell. We started off with 2 that were, fair, even though one-sided. Some good battles. Pit style, always. Shout out to Avo for the way he shoots pit style battles, by the way. But just pit style battles, and always, he's going to give you some good footage. And then we got halfway through, and it went off the rails. So I'm actually going to recap this like a normal event. I'm just going to recap the 4 battles. No top performer or anything like that, because I really feel like across the board, event really was just rough look for female battle rap, which you hate to say, but when it ends in this type of mess, with honestly how good it was gonna be, and the mess that it ended in, I just think this is better off talking about each battle individually. So starting from the bottom of the card, let's recap the Grudge card. So to kick it off for the night for Chrome 23, you got Caution versus First Lady Flames, my second most anticipated matchup on the card. And they actually open the night with it, which I don't mind. And there's just a level of separation in this battle. And it's really, I have 2 takeaways. All these battles, you really just I have 1 or 2 main takeaways. First of all, First Lady Flames is an elite writer. We know that she's one of the best ladies in female battle rap right now, in my opinion. I just want to keep seeing her versus top-level competition, because you put her against Caution here, and it just looks like there is levels of difference in between them. Caution needs to, wraps very, very strictly the time limit, first of all, 2:15, 2:30, and it kills her. It kills her, because people are going to overwrite. I don't know why. Nobody else does that. You're the only one being I'm going to write right to the second, and it's costing you. Pretty decent material, pretty decent punches throughout, but she had the scoliosis bar, the paramedics bar, which both are kind of haymakers I've heard before, you know what I'm saying? But they were cool. I don't think it's a bite, but I just think it's not the most creative writing. And then Flames, Gordon Ramsay, I'll fire this bitch dead in her face. She had a couple bars that real haymakers that I loved from first round to third. Good jabbing, comfortable too. Didn't even really use up too much energy in a weird way. Remind you very like Chef Trezish, where it's just she let the material speak for her. She was laid back, and to me, the material spoke for her 3 straight rounds. I actually had First Lady Flames 3-0 clear. I'm not going to go as far to say body bag, because I thought Caution did decent, especially the third. The third is the closest to the battle. If you want to edge it to Caution, I don't think that's actually no. Thinking of an entirely different battle. My apologies. But as for Caution and First Lady Flames, like I said, clear levels of separation all 3 rounds. Outwrote her, outperformed her, higher peaks. And I just think it's back to the drawing board for Caution. Definitely time to reevaluate exactly where she is as a talent. And as for Flames, she continues this run of really great performances dating back to last year. So shout out First Lady Flames for a victory to lead off the night. From there, you get into Chirac and Tony Blanco, the war for Dot. I cannot believe my eyes with what I was watching, but pretty much I believe that Tony Blanco is Dot's ex, Chirac is dating Dot now, and these ladies rapped a lot about Dot. And it's not a Dot, it's not it's got to be another Dot he's talking about, right? It can't be who I'm thinking. I'm talking about the Reach God. I'm talking about determination over trust. That is who they were rapping about. And funny enough, it was really fire. These ladies were laying it all on the line. Tony Blanco was fantastic. I extremely enjoyed her performance. The aggression plus the cadence, I think that she has this unique sound that I just really liked. And on top of the fact that her material was God, only Dot I got is on my gun, and I'm reaching for it. Haymakers like that were dope, even to work the Dot angle as much as she did. And it wasn't all the way back. Apologies. It's early over here, but she wasn't it wasn't all the way unfresh, you know what I'm saying, or ran into the ground by the time she got to the end. She got off a lot of great Dot bars, and so did Chirac. Now, for me personally, I think it's a close battle, especially in the first and third. I've seen some Chirac first and third. I have Tony Blanco 3-0, clearing the second, edging the first and third. Comfortable edge in the first. And, I like what Chirac did, especially in the third. No, it was a rebuttal. It might have been a pre-buttal, since she might have wrote, but she's get the fuck out of New York. You leave with a scarred lip. I remember when that landed in the third, I like that. And I think a lot of people are giving Chirac the third round of that battle, so I could definitely see that. But I love what Tony did. Like I said, the Dot bars were great. And really, the cadence, chain punching. She was able to really build up momentum great. In my opinion, might be the best Tony Blanco performance up to now, following a really good J Love performance at that. And probably the battle of the night, as far as things went. So Tony 3-0, great battle. Now we can get into the treacherousness of the night. As for Shayna Ashley versus Tori Doe, it's really not much to say because nothing was said. Shayna rapped 2 strong rounds, and Tori Doe, when it was put on her to rap, said round. An in-person no-show, it's disgusting. When you're watching it, you're just like speechless, like, is she doing what I think she's doing? And now it makes sense why showing up to a ski in the face-off, this was a robbery. She was committing a heist. Tori cannot be booked. We always say, can't get booked again in battle rap as a joke, but there's really no need for anyone to book Tori Doe again. She showed up with no intentions on rapping. I think she showed up with just empty notes. She was like, I'm just going to say round. I don't know how she thought that was going to go. It's terrible, though. We knew that in terms of the no-shows and the choking, Tori Doe really hasn't been with us for a long time. And then to turn around and do this, it's really just disrespectful to the sport. It's disrespectful to Remy, the league owner. Disrespectful to the opportunity you could get to even be on this card to begin with. And I think I speak for all of us when I say Tori Doe, really, she can retire fully disrespectfully and just go, man. The remote's not working no more. So Shayna won 2-0, but really in a battle that just thrown, just incomplete. Feel horrible for Shayna because her first 2 were good. But it's like there's just no, it just doesn't matter because your opponent has taken the attention away by doing something unprecedentedly unprofessional. And that led us right into the main event of Yoshi versus 40. Now, going into this, I had 40 really dominating. You know what I'm saying? I thought the 40 could easily reach higher peaks, better with angles, better with personals, more detailed pen. And then as we get here for the grudge match, it was pretty evident early where the energy difference. As Yoshi's first is really, really good, but the energy more than anything, the confidence, delivered great. Delivered like the vet, And as you see 40 go in the first, it's tough because I think 40's first is really good. But there's 2 things that are going to overshadow that. Is one, the gassing. Jesus Christ. I think 40's first is really good, but homie, the white dude, behind her, in the sweater, whatever, the turtleneck sweater, whatever that was, and just Team 40 was very heavy. It was egregious gas. It was to the point that it was distracting and it hurt 40. Same thing about gas. People think gas hurts the opponent. Really, if it's that blatant, it's going to hurt the person you're supporting for, because now no matter what, people are like, this isn't that good, it's gas. And it was gas, but it doesn't mean it wasn't good. That's the problem. So that didn't go in 40's favor. And her energy off rip looked like someone that was a little not confident in her material. She was looking at her phone in between rounds. Now, for me, I don't if it's in between rounds, that is your time. You know what I'm saying? It's a bad look. And clearly she went on to choke in the second anyways, which we're going to talk about. So it didn't help. But I didn't automatically have her losing the first because she checked her phone in between rounds. But it's a sign for things to come, right? There's no question it's still not a good thing. And it ended up hurting her in the long run anyways. But both of them had good first. Yoshi had the 40, both went personal, obviously, talking about kids, but Yoshi had the work, the 40 and over, the work time shit, that was fire. I thought 40, doing the whole English kind of scheme breakdown was good. The A-verb, but took no action behind your kids. I thought the first was debatable. I think it's a very debatable round. I edged 40 bars. I gotta be honest. I just thought she hit some higher peaks haymaker-wise. While Yoshi, though, for the argument for her, is much more confident in her delivery, even though there's more jabs. It's much more coherent, much more momentum, and it leads to better aggression and performance. So realistically, I think the first can go either way. I'm not mad at any Yoshi 1-0s, but I edged 40 the first. And then as you get to the second, after this battle really gets out of just sad, you know what I'm saying? Because this is a very good main event I was looking forward to, promoted correctly, and things get out of hand. Yoshi raps pretty decent second, definitely a step down from her first, but solid, still keeping that confidence. But I thought it was a beatable round, and this is where 40 gets into the lunacy. First of all, 40 was lightly talking through the whole battle, having mid-conversational shit, really just trying to poke at Yoshi. I think it was more on some veteran shit. Doesn't mean it's okay. It's horrific sportsmanship. So when I say that, please don't take it as he's going to say some vet shit to to defend it. No, it just reminds me of like what Calico did against Briz, which I think was horrible back then. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying there's a reference point of some precedent where I've seen vets do this grimy ass shit, and I thought Yoshi was doing a really job getting through it those first 2 rounds. And then after she finishes her second, 40 chokes near the start of her second. Now 40 gets it back actually and has a pretty good second, but she chokes, you know what I'm saying? It's just, even though she was able to earn it back, probably would have won the round without the choke. You choke. That's something you got to live with. Something we could have seen coming, which just, it seems like the farther we went along, 40 was getting more and more off track. And if 40 chokes once, she's probably going to choke again. So once she choked in the second, I'm like, yo, I don't think she's got a third. You know what I'm saying? I don't think she's going to be able to complete the objective in this third. You get to the third round, and this is where the mess starts. Yoshi's rapping, and Yoshi's third is probably the weakest of her 3 rounds overall. But she's getting through it, and in my head, I'm thinking if Yoshi just gets through her third clean, really good chance that 40 chokes this third. And I mean, there's nothing. This is the most official of W's. And then 40 really starts talking through Yoshi's round. And at one point, Yoshi airball. She did have a bar that airballed. You know what I'm saying? The bar that she ended up choking on was extreme airball. She would have just probably rapped straight through it. But Team 40 in the background, so it was like, huh? Like, really trying to fuck with her. Threw her off her pace. And sadly, Yoshi G chokes in this third round. Even runs the round back. Gets it back a couple bars farther and chokes again. But it's tough because you can't choke. As a professional, that's something that, like, it's hard to say, oh, I do get it, but you have to get through your rounds. You know what I'm saying? People get through rounds all the time. But issue was here is that she choked, and then, 40 gets right to talking shit in her face. Well, choke, you're a pro. Nobody did this and that. When I choked, nobody cared for me. And Yoshi's clearly just holding in a lot of anger and talking about you're a nasty person, this and that. Little bit of scuffle. Boom! Water bottle off the face. She throws a water bottle off 40's face. And that is how this battle pretty much ends after the fighting, yelling. And after, a lot of people calling it 2-0, I have no problem with that. But after those first 2 rounds, you know what I'm saying, where it looked like Yoshi might have been on her way to just securing that clear victory in the third, 40 really sabotaged the battle, and I think Yoshi's going to have to take some blame, because Yoshi did a little bit of talking back. I'm seeing people talking about talking through round, but listen, man, 40 knew what she was doing here. I think that she was on her way to clearly losing this third round, which is why, even though I'm one of the few rare people that I had it 1-1, but I understand this super pro Yoshi stock. She looked way more confident through the first 2, right? And then the one round that I have her losing is a debatable round, right? So it's like that, like 50-50 and a clear round, and 40's kind of the one to tank this. Can't choke, you know what I'm saying? But I do understand your frustrations, because it was extremely, extremely unprofessional. Main event messed up all the way around, and then you look at it, you started with 2 battles that were good footage, and then you end on Tori Doe not wrapping rounds. You got to vault that. You can't put that footage out. You cannot put that footage out. And then as for Yoshi and 40, might be along those same lines. It was a good battle, 2 rounds throughout. Yoshi has to, can't choke, you know what I'm saying? But just nasty. Nastiness ruined an extremely hype main event for Chrome 23. And that is really the recap here. It's not, maybe 3 out of 10 event, you know what I'm saying? And that's just because battles didn't finish. It was really on its way to being good, being a 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10. The last 2 battles finished good. Maybe we're talking higher, but unfortunate, you know what I'm saying? Tori Doe, don't need a booker. 40, I think, should be held accountable for her part of making this. Be prepared. And the way that you talk trash to Yoshi, I mean, I'm someone that had 40 clear going in, and it's just, I can't even say that I'm too surprised about the letdown. I don't know, I just thought a grudge match like this, kind of a comp that she has that advantage on, I just thought that she was going to take advantage, and it's just a letdown. Really, really poor performance from her. So really, if you look at this, I think Tori and 40 did a fucking number to this card, with a hint of Yoshi in there, because you can't be choking and throwing water bottles in people's face. Even though I think we all understand Yoshi a little more, it doesn't make it okay. But we all are like, oh, if we were in her shoes, But upsetting, man. I would say you guys let me know down in the comments below what was your favorite part of the event. But there's only really so much to pick from. Just a mess, and the drama that went on afterwards we don't talk about, you know what I'm saying? But just a really, really just insane night of battle rap. But all types of stuff. We have GTX announcements came out. A-Ward and Frack, great battle I'm going to talk about when I do a more in-depth breakdown of the GTX card when we get more matchups. Summer Madness, Rumbles, man. I mean, we are working towards... It looks like 2023 has been dark. It's been a dark run. You know what I'm saying? But there's still some glimmer of hope here. A couple big events coming up that I think will really turn the tide. But it's been disgusting, man. It's been disgusting, battle rap wide. Drama, nastiness, events not going down perfectly the way they're supposed to. Never to talk about battles after a battle rap event went down. And I hope these things change as we go forward through the end of the summer. But it's been JSmo Reviews again, y'all. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you want Chrome 23 to book next. What battles do you want Chrome 23 to book next? I'm going to catch you on the next one, man. Peace.